Welcome, yogis. Thanks for joining. We're going to set up today for primarily a standing practice, and beyond that, primarily a standing sideways practice, inspired by surf stance, snowboard stance. We're facing that long side edge of the mat. So no down dogs, no vinyasas, and my hope is that this setup will help us stay more present by shaking us out of our typical routines and keep that autopilot switch off. This will be a nice one for a deeper focus on the legs and the hips. And so if you are resting or healing an upper body injury, this is a great practice for you as well. Let's take that wide stride. Let your toes turn out slightly, a slight bend in the knees. Not enough to exert too much effort yet, but just to feel the charge in your legs. And we'll bring the right hand to the low belly and the left hand to the heart. Close the eyes, let the tension out of your shoulders as you exhale. And as we inhale, let's feel ourselves create more space from within, filling the belly, filling the chest. And then one long, smooth exhale, let the breath out. Finding that slower pace of your breath, drawing out the inhalation and the exhalation so that we can savor the sensation of creating more expansion all the way around, 360 degrees. And on the exhale, enjoying the release of letting something go, maybe even breathing out through an open mouth. Tap into the energy of your body, your mind, your heart today. It's always changing. Let's start in a place that's slow enough to feel where we are. Breathing in the intention to stay with that slow feeling state so that maybe we can think a little less and feel more. So start to feel now where the weight is in your feet. Start to light up the toes, spread them, maybe even lift them before you place them back down. In those standing sideways sports like snowboarding and surfing, what you do with your feet is super important. So I want you to also key into that as we move through the flow. Building everything from the ground up. What are the feet doing? Are they active? And as we breathe in, let's stretch the arms upwards toward the sky as you press the legs straight. And then bring hands straight down, heart center. Just sync up some movement and some breath. So as you breathe in, open the arms wide, allow the heart to lift, the gaze to lift, maybe the throat to open. And as you exhale, draw the palms together as you round into your back. So this is very similar to our cat and cow. We're just doing it standing. And then inhale, open up broad across the chest again as you fly your arms back. And exhale, close, palms toward each other, letting your gaze go down and maybe even in. Take one more that way, like you want to give the biggest hug. Open the arms. And exhale. We're going to open up before we change. And this time, let's take a wrap. So bring the right elbow on top of the left for your eagle arms. Maybe you're just going to have backs of the hands together for today, or letting that right hand slide forward and around so the palms meet. Slight bend in the knees. Just feeling your arms hug against one another. Let the shoulders release. And I want you to imagine that you've now turned your fingertips into a paintbrush, and we're going to start painting a big circle. So you can start moving in either direction. We're going to do both. So keeping stable in the lower body, start to paint with the fingertips in a circular movement, letting the head and the neck follow. And just getting more fluid, circular movement in the upper body while your lower body, your legs stay steady. Nice. Let's switch the direction, go the other way. So just feeling around the low back through the movement. Balancing side to side, where you open and where you work. Beautiful. One more around this way. Nice, and then come back to center, parallel the feet, so we'll point the toes forward. And this time we're gonna lift through the elbows and maybe let your gaze track your fingertips moving up and back overhead. And with the exhale, we're gonna keep the bind, but start to find a forward fold. You have a slight bend in the knees. Allow the weight of the bind to drop down to really open up nice space between the shoulder blades across the upper back. Let your head spill forward and down. And we'll just let the fingertips draw down toward the ground. And then you're going to keep the cross of arms, but not the hands. So unwind your hands and grab a hold of opposite shins or ankles. If the feet are too wide, you can move them closer together. Grab a hold of what you can. And as you breathe in, lift your chest a little bit so the arms lengthen and straighten. And as you breathe out, bend your elbows toward the ground and feel as if you want to pull your legs close together. But we're going to create resistance by pressing outwards through the outer ankles. Let your head relax down. Breathe into the space we're creating between the shoulder blades. And then release your grip. Let the arms just hang below the shoulders. Nice and slow, rolling back up to a stand. And the last thing to lift, just feeling where you are in your body. Good. Point the toes slightly out again. Let's open the arms wide. And this time, wrapping the left elbow on top of the right. Finding your eagle wrap. Taking a moment to soften the shoulders. Attach your paintbrushes to your fingertips, and let's start to find those big sweeping circles through the upper body. You can play with how much you bend your knees. Just enough to make you feel stable and centered as the lower body is staying put. As we circle through the torso. Stay loose in the head and the neck. Pause at the top. Let's switch to the direction. So go the opposite rotation. Staying with that slow rhythm of your breath. Back to center, parallel the feet. Take that moment to hug the inner arms closer together again. Let's go up and back through the elbows and maybe the fingertips and the gaze. And as you exhale, a little bend in the knees, we're going to bring this down into forward fold with the feet pretty widely planted. But we want to be able to eventually catch opposite ankles. So if you know you need to narrow your stance, go ahead and do that. But for the moment, weight of the arms drops down to help us open across the upper back. And let's reach the hands for opposite legs. Grab a hold of what you can, and as you breathe in, lengthen through the arms, through the spine, chest lifts up a little bit. And as we exhale, elbows bend down. And as your hands pull toward the center, your outer legs resist by pressing outwards. Drop the head down. And then we'll let that go. Let the arms hang, and slowly, with slightly bent knees, rolling back up to a stand. Coming back to tall spine. Nice work. Let the toes point out slightly again, and let's take a deeper bend in the knees. Feeling as if we're gently encouraging the knees a little bit more outwards, and we can just rest the hands on the tops of the knees, or start to lean forward, so as if we want to make the spine parallel to the ground. And we can turn the fingertips in, and you can just keep steering your knees slightly more outwards. Letting the chest stay broad, the spine super long, crown of the head draws forward. And maybe you stay here, or we can start to slide the hands to the inner ankles, and now maybe your elbows can help press the knees more outwards. Feeling the work that we're doing around the hips. Letting your breath stay steady and smooth. Breathe in, lengthen the spine. And breathe out fully. And as we breathe in, let's slowly come back up to a stand. This time you're going to straighten the legs. Reach the arms to the sky, palms touch. I feel like you're getting lifted up by your wrists. And then let's turn so that the right toes are pointing out to the right. We'll find warrior two. So finding your feet, maybe adjusting the distance between your legs, and taking a moment to just feel the energy of your warrior. So often we get into this pose, we're really tuned into the strength it requires, but also find a bit of the softness where you can, the shoulders. Stay in that strong place in your legs. You're going to reach back, find your reverse warrior. Left hand or super light, wherever it is. Breathe a little more into the right side ribs. And then as you exhale, let's bring the right elbow to the right thigh, left arm straight up, side angle. So with the right elbow, that similar idea, we can encourage gently the right knee out to the right. Tune into what your feet are doing. And then let's feel the left foot stay plugged in, reach the left arm more overhead. So the left palm faces down and the left side gets that lengthening. Don't change the legs. We're going to follow the left arm up and back, reverse warrior. So just feeling the balance side to side. As we reverse, right side gets the length. And as you exhale and find side angle, let the left side feel that stretch. Nice. One more time. As you inhale, reverse. The legs are still in that same warrior two position. And exhale, side angle. Good. Plugging in the left foot, reaching through the left arm. Coming all the way back up, reverse your warrior. And this time, really push into your right foot, straighten the right leg, keep reaching up and back, reverse triangle. And then as we come upright, keep the legs straight. Let your pelvis tilt. So we're not just side bending at the waist, but get that shift in your hips. Let the right hand touch down, left arm to the sky. And we did that lengthening on both sides. So don't crunch your bottom side now, the right side. Keep both side waist long. Feel almost like you're reaching for something with your left hand, so it keeps us from dumping down into the right. Nice work. Maybe we play with half bind, so you'll turn your left palm to face back behind you as you bend your elbow. Let that left arm drape back behind. Maybe for some people, the left fingertips can creep around to reach the right inner thigh. Just helps us draw the left shoulder back, and the heart moves up. And if we want to test ourselves to stay in place, maybe release the weight of your right hand. Bring your right hand to your heart. Feel your feet. Feel all the power keeping you here in your legs. Nice, yogis. One more breath. And then let's release the right hand down, left arm to the sky. And then slowly pressing down into the feet, come all the way back upright. Palms touch again. Turn the feet. Let's take it to warrior two, the second side. The left knee bends. Finding that spread of your arms opposite directions. Building from the ground up. Where are your feet? By actively pressing down. And then when you're ready, we know the legs are going to stay in this position. Keep them there. Reach back, reverse. Breathe a little more into the left side ribs. And then as you exhale, bring the left elbow to the left thigh. Right arm straight up to start. Let's find side angle there. So staying broad across the chest. And as you really press into the back foot, maybe find that overhead reach for your right arm now. Right palm faces down. Legs stay parked. Inhale, come back to reverse. And as you exhale, without feeling like you're collapsing down, feel yourself steer left knee out to the left, right arm sweeps overhead, right side gets the stretch. One more time through. Inhale, left side super long, more full of breath. And then balance it out, let the right side find that extension. Really keep that back foot actively pressing down. Good. Coming up and back with the upper body. Push into your left foot, straighten the left leg. Keep reaching back. Left side, stretch. And then slowly pulling ourselves back to center through the torso. Get the shift in your hips. As you reach the left arm way out past your left toes, let the left hand find a place that doesn't compress your bottom, your left side. Right arm to the sky, Trikonasana. Keeping it here, or maybe playing with that half bind, twist the right palm to face back behind you as you bend your elbow, and maybe just let that right arm fall gently behind you. Or reaching right fingertips for the inner thigh of your left leg. Heart might rotate up just a little bit more, really grounding into the feet. And maybe we add the lift off of the left hand to the heart. Keep breathing fully. Front, back, side to side. Left hand releases down, right arm up. Follow it all the way back up. Let's turn the toes parallel again. Feel that squeeze of the palms close to each other. And then hands to your hips, a little bend in the knees, and let's slowly lengthen the heart forward. Find our way into our wide leg folds. Let the hands find a place beneath the shoulders. And slowly lengthen your spine down. And as the sit bones lift, maybe we find slightly straighter legs now. You can walk your hands back slightly so they're in line with your feet. Feel for maximum length in your neck. One more full breath. Let's come up part way, so hands back underneath the shoulders. We'll adjust the feet a little bit, so always playing with the position of the feet, staying mindful of what they're doing. Heels in, slightly toes out. We're going to bend the right knee a lot, keep the left leg straight, so just start to light up the inner line of your left leg. And just taking a pause, feeling into it. And as we transition to the other side, I want you to think about keeping the hips low and lateral. So there's no up and down bounce in the transition, we just keep them low. Sliding over to the left, your left knee bends, your right leg stays straight. And then start to find a pace that works for you as we move side to side. Right? And for people who maybe want a little bit more of a challenge, start to unweight the hands. So maybe that means just grazing the fingertips, sweeping them across the mat, or maybe palms together at heart center. Keeping that lateral slide, like you have hooked your hips into a horizontal sliding track, and they're just moving along it, side to side. Nice, yogis. One more each side. Beautiful. And then let's bring the hands down as we bend the right knee again, and we're going to turn and face that end of the mat. Keep walking your right foot over to the right so we've got room to come down into our lizard pose. And for those of you that are maybe working around an injury in the upper body, you might just stay right here or come down onto the elbows. Otherwise, we'll start to find a little bit more movement for the upper body. So as you breathe in, start to sweep the right arm forward, and then like you're tracing a rainbow up and back, so the right palm faces off to the right. And then start to retrace that arc overhead, bringing the right hand back down. So we just let the chest and the gaze go forward, and then as you inhale, open up, trace that rainbow arc. Feel the rotation, your upper body, right side of the chest gets a little more room. And then exhale, back up and over. Nice, one more time. Inhale. And exhale. We're gonna go once more just to find a hold. Inhale up and back. And you've got options here. We can keep the right arm reaching back, getting that turn at the waistline, or for some people, maybe right hand back of the left thigh. And I want you to feel like you're pressing your hips to the right as you let your upper body lean back to the left. If you're lucky enough to have beautiful sky above you like me right now, drink that in. Nice, and then we'll slowly bring ourselves back into more traditional lizard shape. And if you want to, start to come down a little closer to the ground, maybe onto the forearms. And we might play a little bit with the angle of the right toes, so you could see if turning them a bit more to the right gets you into a sweeter spot for you. Maybe even roll onto the outside edge of your right foot. Softening between the shoulder blades. Low to the ground, slow in the breath. Nice, and with the next inhale, we'll bring the hands back underneath the shoulders, so we're back to straight arms. Pick up your back knee so that we can just walk all the way over to the other side. So you're gonna end up with, again, hands inside of your left foot. Keep moving your left foot a little more to the left, and then we'll soften the back knee down. It'll be the left arm that floats forward, and then arching up and back to find that sweep. So you're just tracing that rainbow shape to get a little bit more movement around that left shoulder. And exhale, face forward. Inhale, up and over. Feel the twist. And then facing back. Inhale, maybe just feeling like any sticky places in that movement. Start to smooth out, get more fluid. One more to pause. Left arm reaching back, so maybe you stay there, or your left hand to the back of your right thigh. Allow your hips to press left as you let your upper body and your head fall open to the right. Hard up. Open up to something beautiful. And then slowly bringing the left hand back underneath the left shoulder. Maybe you stay here or get closer to the ground. The lower we get, the slower we allow the breath to feel. Just do open mouth exhale so we can release any tension that we can consciously find in the body. Another big inhale. Another open mouth exhale for the tension just unconsciously there. Maybe you've turned your left toes out a bit more, or roll onto the outside edge of the left foot. Let's stay with it a couple more breaths. Just find your sweet spot, enjoy it. And then coming back to straight arms, pick up that right knee. Walk back to face the side edge for a moment. Lengthen your spine forward. Little bend in the knees. Forward folds. Nice. And then inhale up again. Let's get a little bit more side body lengthening. We're going to walk the hands toward the right foot. If you can grab a hold of your ankle or maybe somewhere around the shin, great. Breathe in, lengthen. And as you exhale, we're thinking nose toward the right knee. Letting your left side find space. And then inhale, coming through center. Walking the hands closer to the left foot or ankle or shin. Breathe in, lengthen. And exhale, maybe that right elbow bends down toward the ground. Nose toward that left knee. And coming back through center. Halfway lift. Good, so let the heels come in slightly, toes out again. And let's bend the left knee this time to start, sinking the hips low, starting to feel more of that opening in the inside line of your right leg. And you might stay just as you are, or we can add a little turn here too. We're gonna bring the right hand to the left ankle. And as you're ready, left arm reached up toward the sky. Keep your left knee pressing back and out to the left. Maybe your right elbow will draw down and bend toward the ground. One more full breath there. And then setting up on the other side, shifting into a bent right knee, left leg gets straight, allow the hips to sink low. And then maybe staying right there, we'll add the turn in the upper body, left hand, right ankle. Right arm starts to reach up toward the sky. Heart up. Legs strong. Nice, yogis. Bring the body back to center, both legs straight, parallel the feet. And one more time, forward fold. And this time we might join hands behind the back, interlace fingers, and start to press your knuckles up and over as we get maybe closer to straight arms. So feeling your knuckles go up and over as your head drops down. And if you feel like you want to go maybe a little wider for the feet, you can play with that. Maybe the head will touch down. Maybe you're just going to let it drop into space. Either way, it's nice. Full lengthening of your spine. Firming between your palms and the heels of your hands. And maybe we feel broadness across the chest as the shoulder blades squeeze closer together. Take another breath. And then slowly the hands come down. Guiding our way up through halfway lift. If you need to work your feet in a little closer, go for it, and we'll roll with slightly bent knees back up to a stand. Nice work. Heels in a little bit, toes out. And let's cactus through the arms. Bend elbows, palms facing forward. Lifting through your chest. And then slowly bringing your hands over your heart. And just a slight bend in the knees again, just to feel the energy of the legs, but nothing that's too taxing to maintain as we stay and breathe. It's a short standing practice, but let yourself feel any shift in your energy. Feeling the strength and power in your legs. The circulation of your breath. And finishing as we started, letting the right hand now move down to the low belly. And let's separate the inhale into two parts. So start low, breathing into the belly and then into the heart. One long, smooth exhale. Feel both places soften, heart and belly. Good. Breathing in again, starting with filling belly and then heart. And now let's feel like we're drawing the inhale up into the head. And then exhale. So 3 really important energy, wisdom centers in the body. Head, heart, belly. So moving the breath through them. Fill up belly and then chest. And then feel like you're drawing your inhale all the way up into your head. Clear that space. Let's do open mouth exhale. And again, bring the right hand over the heart, and we'll turn the palms to face each other this time. Dropping your chin to your chest, gesture of gratitude to yourself, to the practice. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're feeling more connected to yourself, and may that bring you more presence through the whole rest of your day or evening. I'll see you soon.